So here we are again doing another modded showcase on this dino right here. I'm going to try to pronounce its name. I have no idea if I'm going to say it right. But the Edmontosaurus. So let's go over his builds real quick. So this is the balanced. Then we have speed, defense, and armor. Look at his nose for the armor one. That is crazy. That looks pretty cool. So right away you can see the size of this thing. And let's see how fast he can move. Yeah, he's definitely not that fast when it comes to speed. Now here are some of the stats for him. So he does have 800 max health, which is actually a lot of health. He has 200 max stamina, which is actually pretty decent when you compare it to other dinos. Now you can see his stamina drain is pretty fast, but I feel like we will be able to travel good distances before we fully run out of stamina. As you can see, we're running right now, and we only lost about a quarter stamina, so his stamina is still pretty good. And yeah, even though he's not the fastest runner, it's good that he has a lot of max stamina. And then he has a combat weight of 5,200, which is a pretty good combat weight, which means that a lot of his moves should do a lot of damage. If I had to compare his combat weight to another dino, I would probably say they're around the same combat weight as a Stego. A Stego is 5,000, while this thing is 5,200. For his skins, he actually has some pretty cool color variation skins that you can play with if you want more of a realistic type of skin, if you're into that, or if you want something that just looks more artistic and crazy. There's a lot of options to choose from, and most of them actually look really nice. So you can always play around with that, change up the colors, and try to get the best skin. This looks like a Hot Wheels skin. I kind of like this one. Now let's go over all of his movesets. Now it's a pretty big list here, but I do not have the damage numbers for each move, but we're just going to go over what he does have. So for head, he has a bite attack that deals a medium damage. For senses, he has denser bones, which increases bone break regen by 35% and allows him to swim slightly better but decreases sprinting speed by 5%. So that means if you get bone broke, you'll be able to get out of it 35% faster, and you'll be able to swim a little better. For front limb, he has a stomp, which does a double stomp that deals high damage. Now normally anytime they say high damage, possibly in the 70 to 80 damage range. When it comes to hide, he has Heel Creek Runner, which increases his stamina by 20%. You have Lightweight, which increases your speed by 10%, but decreases turn speed by 40%. That's a pretty big deal. He has Resilient Scales, which increases bleed and venom healing by 30%. That's also pretty good. And then Tough Scutes, where it increases armor by 25%. All of these are really good hides, and it's hard to choose which one I would put. I guess it depends on your playstyle and what you're doing in whatever scenario. For legs, you have Back Kick, which is a mighty kick that deals medium damage and a high knockback. For back limb, you have Endurance Runner and Traction. Endurance Runner increases stamina recovery by 30%, but it also decreases your turning radius by 20%. And then Traction increases your turn radius by 20%, but reduces stamina recovery by 30%. For tail, you have a regular tail attack that deals knockback. And then for voice, you have Earth Shaker, which shakes the earth with your roar, buffing you and other Edmontosaurs with 10% more damage and 25% health recovery rate. Alright, so now we're going to test out his movesets to see how they are. So we're going to do biting first. As you can see, it's just a regular bite attack. This is the stomping. Does 2 stomps. Definitely going to be deadly for those little ankle biters. Then you have the back kick. And I believe it only does, one leg. I don't know. I don't think you can alternate legs. So whatever you're trying to back kick, make sure you get it behind your right leg. Then you have the tail swipe, which does knockback as well. Has like a 2 to 3 second cooldown. And then you have his voice. And then boom, you would have increased damage and faster health recovery rate. And then we can focus on his voice selection. So we're going to go around the wheel and hear how he sounds. So let's start with the first call. Second call. Third call. Fourth call. And then last thing I want to test out is his swimming speed. Now we have the senses on where we can actually swim a little bit better. according to the description. So let's see how fast or how good he is at swimming. We're going to activate our stamina bar here so we can see how fast we lose stamina. And let's head on in. Oh, wow. He actually moves pretty fast in water. I don't know if you can tell from watching the video, but his swimming speed is pretty decent for a big guy. And we only lost a quarter stamina. That's really good. If we were escaping from a dino right there, let's say a T-Rex, we could just swim across the water really fast without losing stamina and drowning in the middle of the lake. If I had to rate this mod 1 out of 10, based on just all his movesets and his stats and everything, definitely get a solid 8.5 in my opinion. But let me know your rating down below and what mod dino you want me to do next. And don't forget, if you guys enjoyed the video, to hit that thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.